How you doing, guys? How you doing, guys? It's Danny K. Right back again with another video. It's gonna be a short video. I'm about to go to work. Got some nice coffee today. Let's go. I want to talk about the person in the mirror. The person in the mirror. I'm saying this because most of the time we are our own worst enemies. We are our own worst enemies. I look at the things I've done in my life, the mistakes I've done. Most of the time, those self-inflicted wounds. Self-inflicted wounds. Although there's things that happen outside your life, like you trying to help people, but also that was your choice of doing so. So the man in the mirror, that's the person you got to really look into. And I realize a lot of times, especially in society, we're so busy on doing a lot of things, moving around. And even me, when I make these videos, I'm making these videos as I progress in life, as I see things through, I kind of see things through the same aspect, but as I go and reach a challenge, I'm like, okay, now there's a reason why this and this is happening. And I got to look the man in the mirror. And I realized that a lot of people don't do that. I haven't really been doing that either. I realize a lot of people don't look at the man in the mirror or the woman in the mirror. If you're a lady watching this, you don't look and see what am I really deterring or a hindrance to my own progress and my own success. Because it's easy to point fingers at everybody. It's easy to point fingers at, oh, my past. Oh, my ex. Oh, my parents. Oh, my grandparents. Oh, my uncles. Oh, my brothers and sisters, without looking in the mirror about, okay, yes, let's say I did have things that happened in my life. At the end of the day, I'm living my life. At the end of the day, you're the captain of your ship. You are the captain of the ship. So the ship goes down. If your life goes down, guess what? You can't blame nobody but yourself. Although I agree that there's some outside factors that affect your progress in life. There are outside factors. I'm not going to be naive and say it's not. If you grew up a certain type of way, you have a impediment, you have an obstacle you have to go through. If you grew up without a father, you have an obstacle to go through. If you grew up without parents, you have an obstacle to go through. If you grew up a certain type of, you grew up rich, there's another obstacle you have to go through without you realizing it. And also this, if you grew up rich, you grew up in the public schools, private schools, X, Y, and Z, you have an advantage. So there are people who have different cards in life. But at the end of the day, you got to look yourself in the mirror and look yourself in your own eyes. And be like, what am I doing? What acts am I committing that's going to prevent me to succeed? Because if you really look down deep, you realize that you are doing something in your life that is preventing you to go to the next level. There's something you're doing. You may not realize, you may not be cognizant of it, but it's something you're doing that's preventing you from going to the next level. There's something you're doing. There's some kink. There's some relationship aspects. There's some things that you need to work out. There's some in your probably psychosis that you need to work out. But you haven't looked in them, you haven't really dissected, and it's scary to dissect. Even me, myself, like I say, sometimes I look, I'm like, okay, what am I doing wrong? What do I need to fix? How do I need to go to? And these are hard decisions. There's sometimes I'm like, I don't want to even think about it. I don't want to look at it. But I had to look at it, I'm okay, yeah, I did this and this wrong. Now, because I did this and this wrong, it set me back a year or two from my ideal goal. Whose fault was this? I can't blame nobody else because I made those decisions. Although I would like to put the blame on somebody else because it'll make my life easier. It'll make my life easier to blame somebody else. It'll make my life easier to blame this person, this guy, that guy, this girl, that girl, my parents, my schooling, the world, society, the white man. I could blame the black man. I could blame everybody. And it would not be a solution to my problems. It will not be a solution to my problems. So the person watching, I want you to really look deep down in your own soul. Look the man or the woman in the mirror. Are you preventing yourself from reaching the next level? What are some things you need to work on? And these are deep thoughts. These are deep thinking. These are not just entry-level questions that you think about. Really, what am I doing? Is it wrong? Is it right? What do I want out of my life? A lot of people don't even sit down and think about this. What do I want out of my life? What type of presentation do I want? What type of man or woman do I want to be? What am I doing that these are the questions that nobody asks most of the time. And these are the questions nobody really presents to you. These are questions that sometimes nobody even presents to you. You're a young lady. What type of lady do you want to be? You're a young man. What type of man do you want to be? Now, how can you get from point A to point B? Sometimes the worst enemy you have in your life is not this person right here. This person is you. Is you. Me, I'm getting fit, working out, working on a body game or whatnot. And when I was a little bit fat, working a job I really did not like, although it was pretty work. I was working for Dish. It was a pretty good job. I was getting decent money, would potentially make 6 figures, but I was terrible at that job. Or not terrible at it. I was pretty good, but I was fat, overweight, and I looked. I'm like, I gotta do something about it. I can't blame my job. I can't blame nobody else but me. Right now, although I'm working 12, 13-hour shifts, I'm still making time to work out and exercise. So I can't blame nobody for my health but me. Because if I have diabetes, guess what? Someone else is not going to be suffering. I will be suffering. So I have to eat right. I have to do this and that. I have to go and get fruit. So I want you, ladies and gentlemen, to really look yourself in the mirror. Look into your own soul. And dissect yourself. It's going to be very hard. And you might not even get this today. It might be a progress of, let's say, even next year, something's just going to click. Or probably even 2 years, something's going to click. But you want to be solution-based oriented person. Solution-based. So write your goals. I have my goals down. 1 second. Let me see. I have my goals. I have my success journal. I have my goals written down. I have my affirmations written down. I have bodacious goals written down. And even right now, I'm really starting to think, what type of man do I want to be? What type of life do I want to live? And the only thing that separates me from the life, most of the time, it's me. Most of the time, it's you. Most of the time, it's you. I'm not saying that there hasn't been things that, that there have been obstacles in that has not been made by you. There are obstacles that have not been made by you. There are obstacles that the world has put in. Your health has just put in. Something could happen. Somebody hit you. Obstacles that's outside of you that happen. I know that happens. But at the end of the day, guess what? It's your life. And guess what? The problems that you have, guess who's going to have to solve them? You. You're going to have to solve those problems and issues in your life. So I want you to get a notebook, the greatest invention, a pen and a notebook pad, and write down what you want to achieve. Write down what you want to accomplish. Write down the things that's impeding your progress, impeding your success. And as I'm saying this, I'm working on that myself. I always have, but something just clicked yesterday. I was listening to a podcast of this lady. She had 2 kids out of wedlock, and she's $200,000 in student loan debt, not including her mortgage, and she hasn't really looked at the numbers. Her baby fathers were not there, so she's over here like, dang, and breaking analysis and analyzing the situation. She starts to realize that she was the problem. She starts to see that the things that she's done in the past that hindered her. So now she has to go and create a strategy, look at the chessboard, create a strategy on how to attack, how to move strategically. Not how to move with your emotions, not to move out. I felt like doing this. No, move strategically. And me thinking about that, I'm like, dang. I realized, I'm like, oh, she's going through what she's going through. But I realized in my life, I'm like, there's some obstacles I made in my life. The obstacles I made. I can't blame nobody else but me. And I gotta really look back and look at the chessboard and move accordingly. Not move with feelings, move accordingly with logic and reason. So there are obstacles in your life that you had to move with logic and reason. Look at the chessboard and move practical. This is Danny K. Comment, like, subscribe. Tell me what you think about the video. What are you going through? When you look yourself in the mirror, what are the problems you face? Comment down below. Tell me the problems you face. Tell me what you're thinking about moving. Tell me how you're thinking about changing What are the problems and solutions? And this YouTube channel, when I made this channel, I did not want to. In the beginning, it was more like, it sounded like just problems. But as I increased, as I started waking up and going through life, I realized that just talking about problems and not having solutions is very futile. There's nothing in it. It's nothing in it. It's not something of substance. And I want to make this channel something of substance. So comment down below. Tell me what the problems you're going through. Tell me when you look at the man and the woman in the mirror, what's your plan? What do you plan on doing? When you look at a chessboard, what's the next best move? Not moving with feelings and emotions, moving with logic, practicality, and reason. You may not like your job right now. You may not be in the best way. You might not like your job, but you might have to stay there for a couple months or even a year in order for you to move to another career or advance to another job. That's the reality. That's with logic and practicality. If you just go with feelings, which I did one time, I quit the job that was paying me, this job that was paying me pretty good, and I just quit without having something else backed up, a job that's at least the same level or up to par with how much I was getting paid. That was one of the most stupidest things I ever done. Because I was thinking, well, emotional reasons. Oh, I don't feel like doing this. Oh, that is, in this world, that's life or death. In this world, that's life or death. So comment down below. Comment, like, subscribe. It's Danny K. Hope you liked the video. Be blessed. Out.